Hey, what's good? Theory here, and today just doing a chill video, chatting about what's going on with the channel and all of that sort of stuff, because things have been obviously stepping up pace with the release of Street Fighter 5, and I've started doing a lot of different content now, and just a lot of different stuff I've been working on, and just wanted to keep everyone up to date. Also gonna need help with a project from a couple of people, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I guess let's get into it. And first thing I actually wanted to talk about was a series I've been on off working on. I do it when I get inspired to do it, which is, it's occasionally, but it's the Talking Theory series I've been doing. Only done 3 of them, spanning over 4 years, so I'm obviously not that fresh in ideas all the time. But I recently did one called the Ode to Broken Games, I believe it was called. And, looking back at it, it's actually something I'm really proud of. I'm really happy with that video. I thought it was actually kind of cool to start opening a dialogue about all these old games and all these things that got me into the scene. And it was actually really nice how it turned out. I think it was different. It definitely wasn't in keeping with the sort of shit I normally do, but I don't know, I kind of liked it for that. I kind of liked it for not being tech or commentary or stuff like that. It just was something cool, and I definitely want to keep going with that. I want to do more videos, and obviously when I talk about doing more videos of one thing, it doesn't necessarily mean less videos of another thing. For me, I've done stuff. I started by doing tech, and I always do tech, and I kind of gone into commentary, and I kept doing commentary. So for me, I don't ever want to really take stuff away from the channel. I just want to grow it because it's what people have come to expect, but I also want to make sure that I'm constantly pushing myself to do different things and not being too comfortable in one little category. I don't want to just do commentaries, I don't want to just do tech videos, I want to do other stuff. And I think this is kind of shows what sort of direction that I would possibly go with it. I'm thinking of doing a video responding to some of the reviews from game websites about Street Fighter 5, because I think there's a really interesting conversation to be had there. I particularly was interested in one by Eurogamer, which is a site I really like, and by 2 people that I actually really like as journalists, talking about whether fighting games are dead. And not to go into it because I actually do want it to be a video, but it actually kind of touched upon some things about the culture of fighting games and the nature of just being sat next to someone, which I think are really important to the fighting game community. And one of the things that makes it so fucking special beyond other games, in my opinion, obviously other games have their own values, but this why I was particularly drawn to fighting games, in the last decade of my life, basically dedicated to them. So another thing I was actually wanting other people to kind of collaborate with me on, so I wanted to start doing community replays. So typically when I do commentary, I do some top player from Yoga Flame, Black Vegeta, Aisha, stuff channels like that, and it mainly focuses on top level play, and it never really dips below that. I did one commentary, maybe 2, I can't remember, it's been a long time, but it was a community one. It was done by Bohemian King, who, if you don't know that guy, he does an amazing job of posting GGPO matches in really old, really awesome games. I definitely check him out. But I did a commentary on him, and I was kind of breaking down what he was doing wrong, and things that he could try and implement, and things he was doing right. I'm not to say that I'm the authority on any of this shit, but I definitely have some opinions, and they're informed over quite a few years. So even if people might not necessarily agree with my critique of other people's play, I think even having a conversation about it and maybe getting other opinions on it, even if you think they're wrong, can be really helpful. So I actually want to start doing the community replays thing. So the big ask for you guys is to send in your replays. Now, I've got a few ways I can do this. I'm gonna you can either email me an actual replay, you record it yourself, send it over, TheoryFightersf theoryfightersf@gmail.com. I'll put it in the description. There might be an annotation. I always forget to do them. Yeah, but you send those over. I'll play by play break it down, try and explain some things, maybe jump into training mode here and there where I think it's necessary for me to kind of like, for my personal knowledge, go like, oh, this person keeps getting beaten by this thing, like let's have a look what we can do about that, because obviously Street Fighter 5 is a new game, so I don't have all the information, I don't have all the answers. I didn't have all the answers to Street Fighter 4. I mean, a lot of the time behind the scenes sort of thing would be like, I would see something in a replay, and I would be like, all right, I'm going to sit in training mode for a bit, figure this out. But I actually want to show you guys how I do that. And I think commentary replays would be a really good way, because if I see one button winning, we can sit in training mode, figure it out, and then be like, cool, this is how you deal with it. And this is not only how you deal with it, this is how you learn to deal with it. So yeah, you can send the replays through to that. But the easier way to do it, which would be really cool, is if you just leave a comment going, my fighter ID is fucking Sniper69 or whatever. Like, and I'll just go on the Capcom Fighters Network, as shite as it is, and I'll find one of your replays and I'll commentate it. And yeah, we'll just figure stuff out together, and everyone can learn and everyone can like grow as players, which would be really cool. So another thing, if you've followed me closely, I haven't really spoken about it massively. Like, I've spoken about it bits, but I used to run events in London for fighting games. I used to run a thing called Fate of 4 with C4 IQ of Mash and Pad fame for Cross Tekken, and we had a really great time running that event. We ran it for like nearly 2 years solid, and it was actually a really, really enjoyable experience. Kind of died out in recent years due to other commitments that I had, but those guys kept it alive, which is amazing. They did it got altered into situational damage, which now does a lot of Guilty Gear content, which you can see on like Mash on Pad. Yeah, but I've started doing more events in London. I currently run a bi-weekly event at the Loading Bar in Dalston with some mythological creatures who no one's heard of for the last couple of years, but that's kind of shaping up to be something pretty cool. So I'm probably going to start doing more content on that, because one of the really annoying things about I don't want to really just say UK, but I'm going to just say UK because I know it better, is a lot of the kind of up and coming players don't really have a voice, and it's shit, because I think they're actually the most interesting part of the community, is the people that are trying to get better. Like, everyone knows the story of Reinhardt, everyone knows the story of fucking whoever, like the top players. People know these stories, but then you've got these players that are fucking incredible and like come out of nowhere, absolutely sick, or even if they haven't come out of nowhere, they're being about, like lurking in the fucking shadows of tournaments playing casuals, and then they're just godlike and they're getting top 8 every tournament. You're like, alright, cool. And no one knows anything about these people, and that really sucks. And we want to, it's a discussion we've been having quite a lot, is like, we need to give these people a voice, or like just highlight them, like they're interesting people. They all have their like ways of coming into the scene, their ways of thinking about fighting games, or just like their own personalities, which are all like, it's rad, or sometimes it's shit, but that's also important, And yeah, so that's something we really want to go on to highlighting, and I'm probably going to start doing it through this channel as well as the events. It might all kind of come full circle and link up somewhere, but we'll see. Like, nothing's set in stone there, but definitely you're going to see more content coming out of the events. We've kind of got like, Jesus, last week we got like 40 people there. We've not really been advertising it because we've kind of been figuring stuff out for ourselves. It's been a while for both of us running tournaments, so we're both kind of like taking it slow, taking it easy, not setting like really ridiculous standards for ourselves, and just kind of like turn up, get some drinks, play some games, have a laugh. It doesn't have to be Street Fighter, it doesn't have to be Guilty Gear, whatever. Just turn up, just all crack jokes and have a good time. But obviously that it's gonna grow into something bigger. I think like we've finally sort of, put our feet on firm ground, and we're just kind of getting to a point where we're like, all right, let's start to make this grow beyond what it is now, because it definitely just has a different vibe to a lot of other events, which is really refreshing for us. Speaking of other events, you know, Street Fighter 5's out. I'm taking the game pretty fucking seriously, like trying very hard to get better at it. I really loved Street Fighter 4. I think it was a really fun game, you know, I enjoyed it a lot. But my competitive time with it was kind of sporadic at best. Like, you know, I took like a couple of years break to play Cross Tekken, but I was still playing Street Fighter 4, it just wasn't taking it necessarily seriously. And then I came into the game like a bit later. I was still playing, but I was also playing ST a lot and Alpha 2 a lot at that time, you know, back in like 2008. And those games were so fun to me that I didn't really want to stop playing them. So Street Fighter 5 is kind of a different story. I actually really enjoy the game a lot. I think it has a lot to offer to the scene, and a lot to offer to me as a player. Like, the way it plays fits how I play and fits how I want to experience fighting games. So I'm going to be traveling to a lot of events, and to be honest with you, most of the time I travel to events, it's with the guys from Mash on Pad, which is like a UK based team. Like, makes it sound really fucking official, but it's basically just a group of players who are mates, who've met over, you know, the years of playing tournaments together, and we just all hang out, play games, and just chat copious amounts of shit, really. But yeah, I normally travel with those guys, and it's normally a real laugh. So I actually want to do a bit more on like talking about going to tournaments, my experience with tournaments, and just more like chill videos, just like, you know, just us hanging out and going and experiencing all these different places in England and, you know, Europe, and, you know, getting games in and seeing how we do in tournaments and how we progress and all of this sort of stuff. Like, it can go many different ways. It's just kind of like seeing what happens naturally and what suits how we play and doesn't sort of like tread on how we enjoy playing games and experiencing tournaments and stuff. Like, for me, all of it has to fit quite naturally, because, you know, obviously I'm still into fighting games because I love playing them, and I love going to tournaments because I love playing in tournaments, and I don't really want to do anything to ruin that. So I want to fit some content around how all of that works. So yeah, just kind of figuring it out as we go along right now. But yeah, that's definitely in the works and definitely being talked about, which, you know, is really, really rad. I'm definitely excited to kind of branch out and do all of these different cool things. But yeah, I mean, like, the only reason that any of this is really possible is the fact that, you know, people like enjoy watching and stuff like that, which is, you know, it's incredible. Like, I've not done the classic YouTube bullshit thing where you sit there and you go like, yeah, fucking way to go me for doing this. Like, it's pretty tacky. But I think the one thing I am really proud of is like the people that seem to watch these videos, and the people that comment, and the people that like talk and stuff like that, and all the people I've met who are interested in the shit I do. Everyone seems really nice. Like, everyone seems really dead on, and just like people in the comment sections like actually have conversations, whether it's here or whether it's occasionally on like our Street Fighter. Everyone's just chatting about like, oh, this tech is like good, or this tech is bad, or just having a conversation about Street Fighter. Like, you know, sometimes I get things wrong and people point it out, like, and they just go, oh, this actually doesn't work, and I'm like, all right, safe, like, delete the video, thank you very much for informing me, because, you know, we all miss stuff. And it's really nice, actually. I'm pretty happy that it's gone in such a direction that it's like just built this really nice community of people that just really enjoy fighting games, you know. Like, how often does that happen? Normally it's skewed with a lot of like weird personality bullshit, and this is actually seems pretty cool. So yeah, thanks, I guess. I don't know, I don't like that whole tacky YouTuber stuff, but I guess I kind of have to say it. I mean, obviously I am very, very thankful, but I just don't want to be one of these really self-congratulatory assholes that just sit on YouTube going like fucking rubbing their hands together going, yeah, I'm the best. Like, it's just dumb. But yeah, I am very happy that, you know, we've managed to build like a really cool little community around sort of like the more technical side. And I do want to start getting into I never want to go away from my technical roots. Like, I started off as a very technical style of commentator and player and stuff like that, and all the videos I do are normally like aimed towards like intermediate to advanced players, and I do want to keep it that way, but I'll definitely be doing a little bit more content catering towards like new to intermediate. I'm probably not going to go straight for the people that are fresh out the gates, you know, like first fighting game, because there is already a ton of really good content on like how to throw a fireball and stuff like that, like which people at Cross Counter and I Play Winner and even Capcom themselves are doing. So I don't really want to go down that route because I feel like it's really saturated by stuff that's really good and that I don't think I could do a better job of, honestly. Like, I think these people are very good. But yeah, I definitely want to do some stuff like aiming at newer people. Like, does frame data matter? It's like a question I get all the time by people that have just started, you know, getting serious about Street Fighter and things like that. It's nice. Like, Street Fighter 5 has opened up all these different dialogues which kind of went really quiet for a while. Like, there was a long time where it was Street Fighter 4 was kind of reserved for the people that had already been playing for like multiple years, and Street Fighter 5's opened that up again, where people are like, hey, I'm gonna play fighting games, I'm gonna learn a fighting game, which is fucking rad. Like, there is nothing more exciting than new players. You know, the most important people in the community are the newer players a lot of the time, because they are the future of the scene. It's just kind of how it works. But yeah, I think that's all of it really. Yeah, just a bit of a chill video. Just wanted to talk about some things that was going on. But yeah, like I said, if you want me to commentate one of your matches, I'll be play-by-play breaking it down. Put your fighter ID in the comments or email me on theoryfightersf. I don't know how often I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try and keep it as often as possible while there's still videos to do. I'll probably occasionally do shout-outs, like, you know, in other videos asking for more replays. So once again, either go to email me a video at theoryfightersf@gmail.com, or put in the comments or via email, if you don't want to disclose it to the world, your fighter ID. And yeah, that's it. And I'll just find a replay. I'll break it down and we'll see what's good, really. Anyway, guys, yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I might do more of these. I might not. We'll see if I have lots of shit to talk about. Occasionally I do. Occasionally I don't, because I am a human being and I can't be expected to always have things to talk about. Anyway, take it easy, guys. Peace.